And we've been joined by Coach Tony Levine from the University of Houston. The Cougars, as we said, are 5-1 overall, 2-0 in the American Athletic Conference. Houston was in action this past Saturday against BYU. BYU won the game 47-46. Houston back on the field this Saturday at Rutgers for a noon Eastern Time start on ESPN News. And as we mentioned, the Cougars have linebacker Derek Matthews as the American Defensive Player of the Week. Coach, thanks for joining us on the call. If you could take a minute to tie up the game against BYU, maybe a word or two about Derek's performance, and then tell us what you look forward to as you make the trip to New Jersey to face Rutgers on Saturday, please. And do we have Coach Levine?
He is on the line.
Okay, we'll work on connecting with Coach
atmosphere, and we made some mistakes. We made some plays. We learned yesterday watching the video from both the things we did well and the things we need to improve on, and I now have set our sights on another tremendous challenge and opportunity for our young men in our program heading to New Jersey Friday to play a very talented and well-coached Rutgers team Saturday morning.
Take questions for Coach Tony Levine, please. Hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you. Again, *1 for questions for Coach Levine, please.
That was easy.
And we'll go to Joseph Duarte with Houston Chronicle.
Hey, good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Joseph.
We won't let you off the hook that easy.
I know. Get back to work.
Hey, can you mentioned some of the things that you learned. Obviously, you stressed penalties for several weeks now, if not the season. Can you just kind of, anything different you saw this week in some of the penalties, or how much of a concern it still is that you guys are, having that many?
Well, it's again, that's something that's always concerning, and we kids are playing hard. We had a couple of pass interference calls. We had a chop block call that negated a touchdown in the second half. I think certainly I mentioned this last week. You look in the mirror at not only positives but at the things you're doing negatively. And right now the penalties we are committing and or being called for is something that is concerning and something we need to correct immediately. Our kids are playing with tremendous effort. I think we had a couple of false starts on our punt team in this last game, and some of those things are going to happen when you're playing with great effort. When you're playing a game that lasts over 4 hours, I think there were close to 25 or 26 penalties called in that game. Again, it was an officiating crew, not from the American Athletic Conference, and some styles and philosophies differ from league to league. So it's something that we've got to continue to adjust to. And again, looking forward to having this other opportunity Saturday to get all those corrected.
And lastly, off something you said yesterday, going forward now, your conference the whole way through, it's something you've, I guess, told your team since you knew you were going to the new conference about the size and physical play, the nature of play. Can you just kind of talk about that and kind of the change from maybe years past in different conferences?
Well, I think it's a number of things, and I think even though it was a non-conference game, certainly BYU's size and physical stature was a great test for our young men. But you look at our game against Temple, you look at our game against Memphis, defensive battles, low scoring, very, very physical. The teams on offense, at least for Memphis at this point, that in between plays huddle, which is a significant change for not only our program, but I think our fans in terms of the last couple of years or the last many years in Conference USA. So it's very, very different. We're going to get on an airplane again and fly almost 4 hours and play a physical veteran Rutgers team. And again, I think if you told somebody that the team we just played was in the American Athletic Conference, they would believe it based on the size and their physicality, not only up front with their linemen, but with their skill guys offensively and defensively.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Levine, please? Coach, now I'll let you off the hook and get back to your real jobs. So thanks for your time this week. Look forward to talking to you again.
Outstanding. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. And that is Coach Tony Levine, the Cougars at Rutgers, Saturday, noon Eastern Time start on ESPN News.